first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the fourth down punt for the Lions. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a 21-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down, ball at the 36.
Ready?
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. Another carry for Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down give to Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10.
Come on. Ready?
From the gun, it's Daniels. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. Has it down close. Touchdown, Washington. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Gong. Renfro on the catch. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Commanders pick this one up.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a 1st down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And he's going to take it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motion man sent left. 1st down throw from Goff. Deep shot doesn't quite work out. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for Sam Laporta with that one. And now it's 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along your routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Punt meets him at the 28. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And he's already scored once this game, something he's made a bit of a habit of this season. As we see, he's among the league's best at finding that end zone. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Get it. Ready.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. They connect on the deep shot. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders boat racing them to the halftime locker room. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders stretch their lead to 21. Hopkins has it on the tee and he's ready to send it flying. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions gonna go on offense here late in the half. And with exactly 1 minute left to go, they've got some time, but they've got to work fairly quick. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Go.
From the gun, Goff. Got it deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Commanders pick this one up. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The Commanders head out now late in the first half. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Head up.
Out of the gun, Daniels. The throw is caught. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense.
And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders get more points to end a lopsided first half. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders grow their lead yet again. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return starts at the 3. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders polling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit.
And with a push of a button, we say so long to the halftime report and jump right back to the start of the 3rd quarter. Fox now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Commanders returning their offense and this running back to the field. And among his touchdowns out of the backfield this season, this one is notable. On that last drive, he hit a benchmark that he's been pushing for. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And a short gain only as he gets up to the 37. They're a rookie out of Oklahoma there to make that play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Ready? Ready?
Staying with Robinson. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Now after the play, we have somebody shaken up. That's Jahan Dotson in some distress as they come out to look at him. New set of downs for him from the 46.
Ready, ready? Go!
On 1st down, here's Daniels. Throwing deep for the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Hopkins knocks the extra point through. And the Commanders continue piling on to this lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Cut! Cut!
They put a receiver in motion here left.
Set!
They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. As that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Oh, no, he lost control of another one. And the Commanders pick this one up.
I'll tell you, Kate, by now, I think it's as much between the ears problem as it is anything technical ball security problem. After 3 fumbles in a game, he's got to get his head on right there on the sidelines before they will ever trust him to hang on the ball again.
The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Go! Hut, hut.
Throwing now following the turnover. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going, and when it does, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
Play fake here, Daniels. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Come on, set. Ready, right?
Daniels now. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders continue adding on to that lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And as we're being reminded of watching this package, there have been quite a few mad scrambles for the football in this one. It has been put on the deck a lot, and unfortunately, they haven't always been there to make the recovery.
Yeah, I think this is twofold, Kate. I think, number one, this is a defense who has studied its opponent and their tendencies well, knowing there were opportunities to rip the ball out of their hands. And then offensively, this has been a mess. This is one of those games where it's just error after error after error, and you know they typically come back to bite you.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 6 now. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that gives the Lions the first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st down, it's gone. Got Williams, and it's complete. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Play made by Deron Payne.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached... Second down now, 7 to go. Throwing again, it's Goff. Well, it's free again! And the Commanders pick this one up! And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
And there is nothing like a defense taking the ball away for you, right? It's all about the ball. It's all about, you hear it preach that all the time. Get the ball back. So they get the ball back with a little extra bonus on that return as well.
Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They're going to win this game, but with touchdowns on 3 straight drives, Brock, they're probably going to want to keep that streak going. A chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here we go. Shot.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Option play now. He's headed right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They move 2 yards closer. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, you're getting a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Get it. Let go.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. The bat's got it. And that's a Washington touchdown. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. On is Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders tack on 7 more to their lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And with this loss already assured, they at least want to find some points and avoid being shut out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
And they get to him again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Lions trying to do some window dressing. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Goff. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. Well, Brock, I know you're a big fan of referencing baseball. I believe that's 3 Sox, and they're out. Or in this case, off the field following that safety.
That's a pretty good call, Kate. I'm actually going to... Oh, you want baseball? I'll give you some baseball. You know what that was? That was like an immaculate inning. Do you know what an immaculate inning is in baseball?
Look at you. You dropping immaculate into the video game.
That is 9 strikes, and you're out. 3 strikeouts. That's a perfect inning. 3 sacks back to back to back. That's an immaculate outing, and my hunch, we won't see it again the rest of this game.
This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow, and he is dicing them.
Ready.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He fires one deep down the left side. Big gain downfield. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And we shouldn't be surprised as they connect in the end zone for yet another touchdown. The Commanders running them out of the building. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
PAT is up and good from Hopkins. And they'll continue adding to their lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions offense returning to the field. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for him. Goff on 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense. It just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So score this as a win for the Commanders. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock,